Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Peace be upon you, Allah mercy and Allah blessing. At first, I want to introduce myself. My name is Raka Rahadian Hidayat. My name is 14046 19075. I was a student at State University. To be exact, I was studying at State University of Jakarta. I majored Islamic Religious Education, who was in Faculty of Social and Sciences. Was currently taking semester of 2, and this was my final project exam in English courses. Enjoy! In these situations of coronavirus pandemic, many activities were originally carried out outside the house, now housed. Children and the adolescents who go to school are forced to study at home. Sometimes the students are feeling tired of learning. Because of that, the students are playing games. They play games for refreshing the brain. So that's why I made a video on how to become a professional gamer for beginners.
Sombong amat.
The professions of playing games today cannot be underestimated, because if you do great, many people will recruit you, or a club will recruit you and register you in various game championship. Look nowadays, many children aspire to become a pro player, because being a pro player is very easy, but we cannot underestimate that is. Benefits of being pro player is very diverse. You will get famous. After you famous, you will get money. After you will get money, you will be rich, and you can make your parents proud. But that all is not easy to achieve. Here, I will share tips and tricks on 10 ways to become a professional gamer for beginners.
Have a sing-along. You need to know that I'm a rider. Tonight we gonna set the streets on fire. All I need is a gas and a lighter.
Yeah, she's got some nice long hair, and you know that she's a bad chick. All the boys
Number 10.
can't help it, it's a
Number 10 is love your game first. The first thing is you need is to love the game that you are playing. You have to be passionate about it. There's no point in playing a game competitively that you don't love, because you will burn out quicker than a piece of toast in the toaster. I don't know, think about it. You're gonna put hundreds and hundreds of hours into this game, and you're not passionate about it. You're going to hate it by the time even you get started on it. Honestly, I've seen this happen first. It has to be a game that you love. If you don't love, find another one. There are countless games played in many devices now. It's not going to be too hard to find one you're passionate about. This may be the most important. And it's all the way at number 9 is watch the pros. If you want to get into competitive gaming, the best advice I can give you as a starting point is watch the pros. They obviously see the game in a different light than your casual player, and you have to see they play the game and how differently they play than you do. Try to adopt their way of thinking and way of playing. A good starting point for many new competitive gamers is to choose a pro player and try to replicate them. but also emulate what they do that you like about how they handle themselves. This will help you develop a better understanding of the game. It will also lead you to making changes to their style and developing your own unique playstyle. All in the same process. If you want to get into competitive gaming, definitely look at people who are already doing it. There is a reason that they are successful at what they do. And number 8 is know your game. Before you even think about playing a gaming in computer, you have to really know how the game works, the intricacies of the game, and how it functions. Understand the game. There's a reason why competitive gaming looks so different than when you're playing online with random people. Competitive gamers have put the time into learning the ins and outs of their game, studying frame data and testing every aspect of their playstyle. Now, I'm not saying you have to put hours and hours and hours in studying frame data or time to kill in order to be a good player, but it never hurts to know everything. Let's face it, if you don't have a pretty solid knowledge of your game, you're not going to get very far. Being able to move your finger super fast will only get you so far. You have to know how to move your fingers optimally. That's the keyword in order to succeed in a competitive environment is learn your game. You guys are gonna like this one. Punish your opponent's mistakes. If you're a fan of competitive Super Smash Bros., you will more often hear the commentators talk about a player's punish game. This is referring to a player's ability to call out their enemy's mistake and how much damage they can get by punishing it. But the punish game isn't just applicable to melee in many competitive video games. You need to be able to recognize your opponent's mistakes and punish them as hard as possible before they recover from their slip-up. For example, if you're playing a shooter and your opponent forgets to reload before getting into a gunfight, you've got to get as much damage onto them as possible before they're ready to fight again. If you're playing a fighter and the opponent throws out a leggy move that did not connect, you have to take that opportunity to blast them before they can recover and out another round. Recognizing the opponent's mistake is easy, but punishing them can be tough. Look down your punished game, lock it down, and make sure every opponent you face feels the pain of slipping up and making a mistake against you. And number 6, locking down your fundamentals on the subject of the punish game. You have to be able to stay away from an opponent punish game as much as possible. How do you do this? You mix as well. Don't make any mistake, just be perfect. I know, this is a pretty tall order, but don't be afraid to just play against a low-level computer opponent. So you can lock down the fundamental of your game before you go online or into a tournament. There's a lot of debate in the esports community, specifically the fighting game community, about whether or not the punish game or the neutral game is more important. The neutral game referring to a player's fundamental and how they land their first hit. But the way it could be the best, you possibly can be used to lock down both your fundamental and your punish game. While there may be a debate about which one is more important, they are both equally crucial in a competitive environment, and either one is lacking it, you won't get far. Number 5 spot goes without saying, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Play often. You simply won't get better at the game if you're not playing consistent. Sure, you're gonna have good days and bad ones. Everyone does, but if you let the bad days get to you and you start taking time off from playing, you aren't going to progress. If you're not going to be so serious about gaming, you just need to do something else. You need to be playing consistently every day if you can manage it. Try to play every day, even if it's just 20 minutes. To go over your fundamentals, get your hand used to playing at that speed and level of precision. It's called muscle memory. Get your brain used to think that quickly and at that level of detail as well. If you miss too much time, you're gonna get rusty real quick and have to retrain your hands and brain. So, play as often as you can. This is going to sound kind of silly, but you have to do it to get better. Play against better player if you want to be as good as you possibly. Can you have to play against player who are better than you, not players that suck? It makes you feel better. If you just play against noob and people who are good, you won't learn anything. Sure, it feels good to beat the snot out of people in a game, but the amount of knowledge you'll get from that experience is very, very limited. However, if you swallow your pride, play against someone better than you and allow yourself to get beat, you will learn a ton more. You'll see what technique they're using to beat you and see what they've been doing to get themselves as far as they have in the game. It can be humiliating to get beat up over and over, and I get it. But you are going to learn a ton from it. If you find a player who's better than you and a nice person, you can learn a lot from them. Not at all the good players are stuck up jerks, I promise. There are a ton of really good players who are more than happy to have someone better. And number 3, read the enemy. To read your enemies. This one is instantly important in fighting games, but it can be applied to just about any other game as well. Because of how deep most video games are now, there are tons and tons of ways to play them, leading to everyone developing their own play style. When you are in a 1-versus-1 situation, be on the lookout for any pattern that your opponent may be using. If you were playing Call of Duty, maybe the other person always jumps around a corner. If you're playing Mortal Kombat, maybe the other person always throw out a projectile when you dash forward. Because everyone has their own playstyle that they're comfortable with. Everyone develops their own habits with faced with certain situations. Learn to recognize these patterns in your opponent and then punish them. And number 2, get consistent. If there's one thing that every player is in common, it's their consistency. Regardless of a pleasure or how many championship you won, every player is incredibly consistent with everything we've discussed so far. The neutral game, the punish game, the fundamentals, the reach, everything. Pro players are instantly and consistent. If you want to play a game at the highest level, you have to be able to hit tough stuff every time you go for it. You have to be able to land those combos or make those shots that you struggle with. Put in the practice in the effort to land them every time you attempt them. Pro Smash player Jason Zimmerman, aka Mewtwo King, lived by the philosophy of being perfect 99 out of 100 times a while. That may seem excessive. He's widely regarded as one of the most consistent players in the history of gaming and has been one of the top 5 players in the world for years and years. Why? Because he's consistent. Alright guys, this has been a motivational top 10. Hopefully you enjoy it. In at number 1, have fun. we just went from super serious to super chill. It's easy to get caught up into the seriousness of everything that we've discussed in the video so far, but if you're not having fun, what are you doing? It's a video game. The word game is in the title. You were supposed to have fun with it, and I know it's super difficult to get to the highest level of play. It's even harder to stay there. But you have to have the fun with the game you're playing. You have to be able to go hard and have fun at the same time. Go for the risky option. Do something stylish from time to time instead of always going for the safe option. There's always a way to have fun with the game you're playing and not take it too seriously all the time.
Push. Yes. Right there, right there. Push, push, push. Ah, the friends are. I forget. I was making a video. So guys, I think that's enough. Before I close this video, I want to say a big thank you for my friends at PIEA 2019. especially for Mem Nijamuji SPD MSI. I hope you enjoy our video on this channel. Don't forget to subscribe and like. See you next time. Bye bye.